What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and we're about 48 hours away from day one of the 2024 NFL Draft being kicked off. And in today's video, we're going to react and fill you in on everything that we are hearing about the Giants. We got reports coming out from Raanan of ESPN. Also, Diana Rossini spoke about Daniel Jones and John Mara, and maybe a trade up into the top 5 for the Giants. But first, make sure you have your notifications turned on for this channel and you are subscribed, because I want you to join us Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for live NFL draft coverage. We're going to be live throughout the NFL draft on Giants Now by Chat Sports. And we're going live an hour early. So subscribe, turn the notifications on, and I better see you there. First thing I want to talk about, Raanan of ESPN on his podcast said that the Giants are in talks with the Patriots for the number 3 overall pick. He also mentioned that the Giants are in talks as well with the Arizona Cardinals for pick number 4. So the Giants are doing and trying to find a way to force their way up into the top 5. I thought this report, and we talked about this on yesterday's video, but not everybody gets to watch every video, so I'm going to go back to the well on this. Diana Rossini said this yesterday on why the Patriots may be looking to trade out of number 3. The New England Patriots are listening and taking calls from teams looking to move into the 3. While Elliott Wolf is running point, I'm told Patriots President Jonathan Kraft is heavily involved in the decision-making. This tells me that the Patriots are standing at the top of the fence saying, last call, final call. If you want to trade up, now is your time, because all the offers you've given me so far are not good. But we also got this from Adam Schefter yesterday. He said it on the Pat McAfee show, quote, the 2 teams that have expressed the most interest in moving up have been the Vikings and the New York Giants. So as I try to put on my tin hat, if that's the phrase I'm looking for, tin hat, and trying to connect the dots and predict the future a little bit, the Patriots clearly don't love Drake Maye, because the first pick is going to be Caleb Williams and the second pick is going to be Jaden Daniels. We haven't heard anything about the Washington Commanders saying we're open for business. Last call, supper's almost ready. We haven't heard any of that. Why? Because they love Jaden Daniels. They are going to pick Jaden Daniels. But with the Patriots saying they will move down for a king's ransom, they're open for business, and they're taking calls just 36, 48 hours prior to the draft being kicked off. That tells me they aren't in love with Drake Maye. I'll say this, though. It ain't going to be cheap for the Giants to trade up to number 3. That is not going to be cheap, because you're going to have to outbid the Minnesota Vikings. You're going to have to outbid potentially the Denver Broncos or the Las Vegas Raiders. So there's going to be competition, and when that happens, the price point for a pick goes up. And maybe the Patriots, like a quarterback that they think they can get at 6, maybe his name is J.J. McCarthy. I think this is what a trade could look like if the Giants do move up into the top 3 and they swap spots with the New England Patriots. This is a little bit more of a price to pay than what the point chart says, the NFL draft chart. It assigns a point total for every single pick, and that's kind of how trades, at least baseline miles of trades, look like. But I think this is what it would cost. I think you'd have to give up your first and second round pick this year and a first next year. That's a lot. That's a lot to move up just from 6 to 3. But would you do it? To get Drake Maye, to get your quarterback, to get a new guy under center. Would you make this trade? Type A for accept, type 2D for decline. Everyone's probably like, why are we giving up a future first-round pick? Oh, yeah, it's because you won meaningless football games with Tommy DeVito. But I'll hear it from you, A for accept, D for decline. For me, it's accept. I have been pretty clear on this show of what I would like to see the Giants do and what I think they should do. Said in November, said it in December, January, February, March, and now 48 hours in front of the draft. You do whatever it takes to draft a franchise quarterback. If you identify that there is a player in this draft that can elevate your franchise and be the guy that is leading this team for the next 10, 12, 15 years, you sacrifice whatever it takes. Because in this league, you're not winning much unless you have a top quarterback. But you better be right. I'm talking to you, Joe Shane. You better be right if you make this decision. Look, I can stand up here on YouTube and say that I believe it's going to happen. If Drake Maye ends up stinking, maybe I get fired from Chat Sports. But the repercussion, literally just the cost of the decision, Joe Shane better be right. Because this is the type of move that either A, gets you fired and you're never a GM again, or you will get inducted into the New York Giants Ring of Honor. That's the type of decision that he has on his hands. And like he said in the draft last year, scared money don't make money. Also thought this was interesting from Jordan Raanan. Check his podcast out. Ice Cold Edits. You don't need to spam it that much, brother. He said the Cardinals don't want to trade lower than number 6 overall, which I think makes a lot of sense for them. Everything that I have heard, the Cardinals want one of the top 3 wide receivers in this draft class. Whether it's a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, or Rome Odunze, they want to get one of those top dogs on the outside to pair him with Kyler Murray, and they kind of be that new lifeblood for the Cardinals organization. And that's kind of a point that I think really helps the Giants in these trade discussions. Whether you make a trade with the Cardinals, whether you make a trade with the Patriots, you can do something that the Vikings can't offer. And that is give up the number 6 overall pick. Keep them inside the top 7 and keep them in a spot on the draft board where they can add a blue chip prospect. Jordan Raanan believes the Cardinals are way more likely to trade with the Giants rather than the Vikings or the Broncos. And I think that comes back to the fact that they want to get a top 6 player. But I also saw this on BigBlueInteractive.com. If you haven't heard about it, it's pretty much Giants Reddit. And it's an awesome site. Awesome site. It's been around for a long, long time. Long post here. I'm going to read it. It comes from Stars and Stripes. It says, came into some information recently, and we'll try and share it exactly how it was I don't even know what that word is. Disseminated. Good job, producer Tex. I just talked ball. Says, was at a very large get-together up in North Jersey, and a guy I met is apparently a blood relative of someone high up in the front office. Multiple people at the party attested to this fact. A few drinks in, a bunch of us were talking Giants. We went inside, and after a few shots, he pulled me and my friends aside as we were talking Giants and the draft with him the most knowledgeably and intently. Here's how he laid it out as I best remember. Parameters between the Cardinals, Giants, and Patriots have been agreed to for a while if the draft goes chalk in top 2, with Caleb Williams going 1 and Jaden Daniels going 2. Though front office opinions on Drake Maye vary quite a bit, enough teams feel Maye is either a top 2 or top 3 QB in this draft and would be QB1 in most others. Pats boxed out on the guys they have the highest grade on. Lukewarm on Maye, do like McCarthy quite a bit. I asked all the recent rumors saying they favor Maye, and he replied, if they truly loved Maye, you wouldn't hear all this open for business proclamations from the organization, period. Are Chicago and Washington doing this? He went on to say it's very true that both Minnesota and the Giants have been negotiating with the Patriots most heavily, and target is Drake Maye. All other media stuff, just white noise. Both teams have Maye as significantly higher than any other QB not named Daniels or Williams. The Giants have the high hand, though, once it became clear they can deliver what the Pats want most, and that would be also entailing getting the Cardinals involved. The Cards want the blue chip wide receiver. The Pats want J.J. McCarthy. Pats get some jingle, and McCarthy is how he put it. Also said Pats didn't throw their hat in the ring for a near 9-digit deal with Calvin Ridley to pair him with Jacoby Brissett. He said the Cardinals are loaded, but recognize they can get essentially free picks and will still end up with a blue chip at the quarterback slots thin out. So crazy. Ultimately, they said they have a parameter as a three-way trade, as well as a double trade up. Not sure which way they go, as each permutation is slightly different. Might be a surprise player included going to the Patriots. Surprise player going to the Patriots. Look, you take everything with a grain of salt at this point. I'm not saying that that is right. I'm not saying that is wrong. But it's thought-provoking, And it makes some sense. It makes some sense. Is it true? Is it not? I don't know. I will let you decide. I am just the sharer of the information. Don't shoot the messenger. But does it really sound that unrealistic? I'm not so sure. We'll have more news and rumors coverage coming up in a second. But first, I got to take a moment to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Game Time. Go to Game Time via the App Store, download it, and use the promo code ChatSports, and you'll get $20 off. It's the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Prices drop as the events get closer. And once again, it's the lowest price guaranteed. You can go to Yankees games, Knicks playoff games, Giants games when they come back, concerts, theater events, comedy shows, and so much more. And you can get the best seat for the lowest price guaranteed and save yourself $20 off if you use the promo code ChatSports. If you're like me and you don't like spending your money until you absolutely have to, Game Time is the app for you. Because prices drop as the events get closer. They will alert you with their flash deals when the best price is available. So check them out. It's my go-to ticketing app. If you give it a chance, I promise you, you will love it. Download the app. Use the promo code ChatSports. And they will give you $20 off your first purchase. All righty. Last rumor I want to talk about in today's show, as we have conflicting reports about the New York Giants. Remember at the owners' meetings a couple of weeks ago, and we did a video on that, and we told you that John Mara said that he has given the green light to Joe Shane and Brian Daboll if they want to draft a quarterback. Well, Diana Rossini of The Athletic said this: a trade up for the Giants is a tough sell to ownership. So Rossini's saying it's a tough sell. John Mara said a month ago he was good with it. Which one is it? Does Mara not want to trade up and he just lied to the media and said it? Or does Rossini have a bad mole and she's getting bad information? I don't know. This was her full quote. The Giants want to build out. I think if a quarterback they like is there when they pick, they'll do it. I think it's a small chance they trade up for a QB and convince ownership to give up assets after giving Daniel Jones that contract. I think it's a better chance they trade out. So we've got Raanan. We've got everyone saying the Giants are trying to trade up. And then here comes Rossini saying that ownership doesn't want them to trade up. It's more like they trade down. A month ago, ownership said it was good. We got conflicting reports, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to talk it through it. But I'm just going to say hats off to Joe Shane. Hats off to Joe Shane. Because nobody knows what the Giants want to do. Nobody knows. And that is awesome. And that is awesome. Is it a smoke screen? Is it bad information? Is it people projecting? Is it people guessing? Is it running with the story? I'm not sure what it is. But nobody knows what the Giants want to do except for Joe Shane. And that is exactly how you should go through the NFL draft process. Thing is, we'll find out in 48 hours. But I want to hear from you right now. Who do the Giants pick in round one? Predict it. Predict it for me down in the comments section. Who do the Giants pick in round one? Who's going to get it right? Let me know. And make sure to give me a follow over on social media at @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm posting. I'm tweeting about the Giants all day, every day. So hit me up over there. And let's go, Big Blue.